Hey everyone, welcome to A Great Alternative and episode number 2 in the Can I Make Cordage From That series. Today I'm going to be talking about thin leaf plantain, otherwise known narrowleaf plantain. As this is episode number 2, I have delved into kind of why I'm doing this series, so I'm not going to go into that. But just to clarify, I am a beginner and a lot of these are going to be my first attempt at making cordage with these. So now over to the narrated section. Narrowleaf, or Ribwort plantain, is native to Eurasia. It's common throughout the British Isles and has been introduced to North America and many other parts of the world with suitable habitats. It can live anywhere, from very dry meadows to places similar to a rainforest, but it does best in open, disturbed areas. It is therefore common near roadsides where other plants cannot flourish. It grows tall if it can do so, but as it grows in areas that may be frequently disturbed, it may not grow so tall. At the base, it has a group of long, thin, lance-shaped leaves with 3 to 5 strong parallel veins narrowed to a short stalk. Groups of long, square, hairy stems grow from the centre of the plant with flowers at the top. The flowers grow from a stubby brown inflorescence on a leafless flower stalk and are tiny and white and can be found throughout summer. To me, they kind of look like a ruff, which is one of the main ways that I remember them and they stick in my mind. Narrowleaf or Ribwort plantain is used frequently in herbal teas and other herbal remedies. A tea from the leaves can be used as a cough medicine. In traditional Austrian medicine, the leaves have been used internally as a syrup or a tea, or externally, like fresh leaves, for treatment of disorders of the respiratory tract, skin, insect bites and infestations. You probably know of stinging nettles, and you probably, like me, have been stung many a time by a stinging nettle. When you're young, you're told, go for a dock leaf. That's one of the first things you think of. Whereas actually, the thin leaf plantain is better than a dock leaf. I've even read somewhere that dock leaves don't even really work. It's just a placebo effect. Whereas these leaves are perfect. So if you get them not dry like this, you pick them fresh, maybe give them a chew in your mouth, or just squeeze them up and rip them up so that you're getting some of the juice from that plant. And then on your sting, make sure you rub it in. It works as a brilliant remedy for a nettle sting. Also, the leaves can be eaten when very young and are a great hungry gap plant as they appear during the winter. As I mentioned, you can find them in lots of different areas. The place that I found them, and quite a few of these cordage videos are going to go from, is outside this shed. To harvest them, I would take a few stems from each plant. Again, you're likely to find multiples next to one another, and try and either snip or pull from the base of the plant, being careful not to rip the entire thing out with the roots when you pull it out. After that, it was just a case of hanging them out to dry. So maybe like a shed that's totally enclosed, or like I did with these I took inside and I had them on the window until they were dry. So on to making the cordage. I'm going to give these a spray with, Today I'm going to start with the stems. Thickness is totally up to you. I'm going to try and make the thickness end result something similar to what I've done before. This is the soft rush cordage. If you're interested, there's another video which is up here, which was episode number 1, making soft rush cordage. So I'm going to grab this and just spin like that until it gets to a point where it naturally wants to turn in on itself. Oh, okay, that's snapped. That might be because it's not wet enough. Give it another soak. Okay. What I wonder is whether that is because this is just not wet enough. So what I'm going to do now is go and take this and actually dunk it in a bucket of water and soak it a little bit longer. Right, so we're going to start with the leaves then. Did I tell you, this is about me learning with you. Grab the leaves. As always, you're trying to get a rough balance. So sometimes that's taking your two things, flipping them over. So you've got, if it goes from thick to thin. If you're not sure of the width, just give them a quick twist like this, just to make sure it's about, I think that's about right. Because remember, I've done this twist once, it's going to fold over and then be technically double that. So, get your material, see that there, give it a twist like this, and then just keep twisting until it naturally bump, will want to curl in on itself. And then you're just twisting and going over the top. So I can try and show you this on camera. So I'm twisting that way, going over that way, twisting that way, going over that way. I'm going to try in other videos. There's different methods for doing this, like rolling it on your knee, things like that. I've personally not attempted them so far, so that's why I'm not showing them. The way that I found it, especially when you're starting this out, is this left hand, because I'm right-handed, is holding the top, and then I'm spinning with my right hand and going over, and in that same motion, I'm taking the one from the left underneath and going back to technically like square one. Spin, over. Once you get to a point, you might be able to hold this in your teeth or stick it on something. You're not pulling it really tight because you want the same consistency throughout, so you want the same amount of tension being put in as you're doing this. And also, we're going to try something that I didn't try in the soft rush video, if you saw that one, and that is a method of putting in new fibres. The normal technique that most places, especially a lot of bushcraft places, will tell you is to get your piece of material and lay it underneath, like so, and then you twist it into the rest of the material and then continue from there. Now, Sally Pointer, I don't know if you've seen her YouTube channel, she's got some brilliant cordage related and just varying like weaving related videos. I would absolutely recommend her channel and her videos. They've really helped me in research, and that's where I first watched this method, which was, instead of doing that, you take your material and you're putting it across both places. So just lay them across the top of both and then continuing to weave from there. And the reason to do that is that this hopefully reduces the amount of little bits and pieces that end up stuck out. To clarify again, so I've got my piece here stuck out. I'm going to lay a new piece. Let's find a nice long piece to show you. So a new piece here, and I'm going to lay them across both. Always kind of checking about what's coming, because you don't want, you want to try your best to keep a consistent thickness throughout. So if, for example, one side's getting really thick, or like in this example, these leaves are very thick at one end, very thin at the other, that is then giving me reason to choose where on the leaf to put it on. And then I'm laying it, I'm getting the leaf, laying it across both. Tricky because I've got to hold it in place while showing you. So I've laid it across both here. Can you see that across both? And then it's just a case of, so I'm holding this. That's the piece there that I've just put in. Twist, go over, twist, and go over. And there we are. That's now connected. And I just continue as normal until I'm happy with the length, which, because all of these I'm going to end up with hopefully like a display, whether it be here or in a future workshop. I'm aiming for around 1 meter. When you've reached the desired length, just tie it off in a knot like I've done so here, and then all I need to do to finish this first one off is to cut off all these extra little bits. That can be done pair of scissors or sharp knife against a piece of wood like this or a chopping board, and yeah, then we're done. I'm going to do the exact same with this one. This has now been soaking in a tub of water for probably half an hour or so. That feels right, that feels like it wants to twist without snapping. Oh, and then there we are, popped over. And then I'm going to attach another one and see if I can twist that in. Twist over, and then sometimes you really need to kind of either push and sort of break the fibres a little bit. With other things, that's actually you beat the fibres. So you'd get something like this and you get a hammer and you just beat the fibres. Maybe that's something that would help with something like this, because it's quite strong and it's quite woody almost. It might help to actually beat the fibres first. With the leaves, definitely didn't need to do that, but with these stems, yeah, maybe if I just kind of, or just work them a little bit, just kind of like twist them a bit beforehand to sort of break those fibres. Again, I'm a beginner, so, well, first of all, like, share, subscribe if you're interested in these videos. But for me, these videos are a way to teach and also to learn from yourselves. So, as well as liking, subscribe, yeah, all those things, comment down below if there's different methods that you've tried with cordage that, you know, like tried and tested methods. Please comment down below. Okay, so all I'm going to do is continue until I've reached the desired length. Okay, there we are. Here we have the two finished articles. Another thing that I've definitely learned is between the leaves and the stems, kind of makes sense, you know, really, in that the stems are a lot woodier and therefore they're quite strong. So I think this will, once it's dried, be a lot stronger and not very pliable at all. Whereas this one made out of the leaves is very pliable, very soft compared to this one that's got Alicia's hair on it and is not as flexible and soft. So overall thoughts, thin plantain, narrowleaf plantain. It's a really abundant plant. It's great for a lot of different uses, from food to medicine to making cordage out of. You can use various stems or leaves, various parts of the plant to make cordage, and it's everywhere. It's all over the place. Oh, also, it's great. It's easy to harvest, to dry out, and to prepare ready for making cordage as well. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this plant as a way of making cordage and using it in your natural crafts. So thanks everyone. Please comment, like, share, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.